Cub Gal, morning, gal afternoon, and gal evening. I hope you're having a super duper 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 good Tuesday? Question mark. I don't know, Cubs. I don't know. Wait, yeah, it is Tuesday because I worked and I did all the cool things. So yay! I hope you guys are having an awesome Tuesday. Thank you for joining me for Tippa Tuesday. Today's stream is a little bit different than maybe most of you Cubs are familiar with. I used to do this pretty often, and now I like don't. I don't know when's the last time we did this like lecture style kind of note learning, and I was a little bit what category, but I'm like, this is co-working and studying, and that's what we're doing. So we're staying in the same category, we're doing something a little bit different, but it's all the same, and life will be good. Unfortunately, today's notes are a little incomplete. Like, they're complete, but they're not complete. Like, there's this whole ramble I could go on about, but I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But just to give you Cubs a little preface of what today's stream is, other than trying to get ready for my exam that's happening in T minus math 5 6 7 8 no 4 hours ish, and I have to be gone in the not next hour, but like an hour before that. I'm kind of like, big smiley face emoji. We don't have that much time. So we're gonna go ahead and I'll try to read and explain whatever we can. I might do some Quizlet maybe. And if that just doesn't go well for whatever reason, we'll go ahead and throw in a very tiny baby pomodoro session, okay? Okay, but today we're learning about geriatrics, yay! And if you're not familiar with geriatrics, it's just a study of older individuals. So normally we consider old at the age of 55. Like, technically, I know we always joke on the internet like, oh, once you turn 30 you're old. No. Officially old, quotation marks, is 55 plus. And then there's like different stages of old. There's young old, middle old, and then there's old. But that's something we'll talk about later. But yeah, let's get into it after I see my hellos and my thank yous. Hopefully the music also is okay. I love listening to a good bossa nova, but if you Cubs are like, this is not the vibe, I'm like, oh, okay, well, we'll change it to something else. I don't know. I just wanted something pretty like upbeat. And I love bossa nova, so yeah. Anyway, hi Gala, hi, let's go, we're going, go. Hi Robo, hi, welcome on in as well, welcome. Hi Greens, hi, hello. Hi Nona, thank you for the patata. Hi Lim, hi Tropical, hi. Nya, go. I'll take it, I'll accept it. Hi Luna, hi, welcome. And hi Sunny, hi, welcome. Sunny says hello Tips. Hello Sunny. I'm sending you my brain cells for tonight's exam. Thank you. Get some dark chocolate in your bloodstream while you're at it. I think it'll boost your brain power. Well, I'll have you know, you'll probably be happy to hear, smiley face emoji, that I'm still keeping up with going to the cute gym on Tuesdays. Yeah, so the class may start at 6 o'clock, and yeah, my exam may be at 7, and yeah, maybe the class is a 45-minute exercise class, but you know what? As long as I'm home and on the exam by 7:15, there should be no problem, other than I'm just gonna look like a mess on camera. But who's judging? Anyway. Well, hi Arbo, hi, good luck with your assignment, Gamer. Cameron, thank you so much for being here and stopping by. Appreciate it. And Helvi, Gamer, I haven't seen you in a bit. Gamer, I wanted to thank you, by the way, for your gifts for my birthday. I've been drinking the matcha latte. I'm almost done with it. I cry every single day of my life, but that matcha latte has been carrying me, and it's been absolutely divine with a little bit of sugar and whole milk, and it just blends in so easy, so you don't need like the matcha cut. Thank you. But speaking of thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 1 whole hecking year. Gamer, thank you. Thank you. But let me go ahead and give you a shout out, and then I'll read out loud officially, okay? But you're cheating me on with your studies as usual. I know. When will I not study? Free me. But thank you for channeling your energy. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Hi DB. Hi, welcome. It's Tippa Tuesday and we'll be learning things. We are. It's gonna be something. It's not that I don't have like high. I just don't know how to explain it. Like when I go through the notes, you'll cubs will see and understand. But it's just the idea that I don't feel as confident about this exam for whatever reason. Don't talk to me. Don't ask me why about it. Just take that like face value of like, oh, Tip was feeling nervous. So that's pretty normal. For pediatrics, I'm nervous because it's very dense, but I feel okay talking about the material here. I'm just gonna read and hope that it sticks to me at the time of the exam, okay? But thank you so much for the inhalation with airy thingy. Hi, Hex. Hi, welcome. All right, to calm my nerves, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Sorry, skip the step. Thank you. No worries, Selby. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Looks away. Like no. Anyway, yeah. So I know I'm kind of speed running through today because, like I said, I only have so much time today. So my goal is that because it's almost 3 p.m. here, yay, EDT time zone, East Coast, let's go. I only technically have about 3 hours with you cubs to be studying, so let's do the most that we can, okay? Okay, unfortunately this course has only 2 exams, so we only have a midterm and a final, so hopefully I score really high on this one. What you're gonna see is some notes that have been like edited, whatever. They've been edited. This worksheet that I have is a worksheet that my professor has given us, but I like to make it more colorful and visually appealing and put photos. Unfortunately, I couldn't really do it for all of it because it gets really boring and repetitive, and I'm just like, wow, this is absolutely miserable. We'll politely skim through those sections and maybe switch to the Quizlet and we'll do it together, but shrugging emoji. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So geriatrics again is the study of older individuals who are 55 plus or up. How do we consider someone old? Shrug. But what we can do is that we can go ahead and give them a label. So I'm sure you cubs have heard the term thrown around a billion times of like, oh, boomers and all that good stuff. Well, that's just one of the many generational labelings that we have for individuals. So anyone who was born between the years 1901 to 1927 is considered the greatest. And this is actually, you know, the time of World War II and blah, 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 blah. The time between 1927 to 1945 is the silent generation. Kind of with the greatest and the silent, think of like, how do you say it? Sorry, I feel like this is so US focused, but it is, but like but it's not, but it is, but silent, think of like, you know, awful events other than war happening, with like the Great Depression and whatnot. We have the boomers. The reason why they're known as boomers is the full title is baby boomers. Is because after the war and everything like that, people were making up for lost time. I guess. And from 1946 to 1964, there was a big boom and surge in the US population of individuals being born. 1965 to 1985 is Gen X or Busters, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I've never heard of Busters before this labeling, so I'm like, huh? What? Huh? We have Generation Y or Millennials, so anyone who's born between 1984 to 2002. And then we have Gen Z or Digital, which is from 2003 to current. Some people also consider Gen Z to be Gen Alpha as well. I really don't know where we're going to go from labeling from there, but that's pretty much the general idea of like, here's our generations and here where it kind of breaks through. So, unfortunately, as we age, as we get along with ourselves and aging, there's not a single tissue or system that won't undergo some kind of age-related changes. Thankfully, we change as people. Not so thankfully, sometimes our systems can go a little bit askewed, and that's unfortunately just goes hand in hand with the aging process. So right here, I kind of go ahead and do a really quick summary of how the body can change and the different systems that we have in the human body. We have the musculoskeletal system, so that's going to be, well, our muscles and our skeleton, and the muscles attached to said skeleton. And so when you get older, your muscle mass, you're going to end up decreasing in muscle mass. And with decreasing in muscle mass, if your muscles are smaller, you also goes hand in hand with the strength being lost. And if you're losing mass, you're losing strength, you most likely are also decreasing your mobility, so your ability to go around, walk around, etc. And unfortunately, that can lead to a risk of falls. Something a little bit more prominent, or maybe more familiar to you, Cubs, is osteoporosis. I feel like that's a really common word thrown around when someone gets older. But what happens is that it's the condition where the bone density gets lower. And what does that necessarily entail? It entails that people are more likely to fracture. So think of elderly folks are kind of unfortunately known to fall. That's not normal, by the way. Obviously, there's XYZ reasons of why they may be falling. But imagine when you fall, you fall. And if you have weak bones and this low bone density because of the osteoporosis, you're more likely to fracture. And then it kind of leads to like a rabbit hole of things. We can use one example of, hey, if you fall and you have osteoporosis, you break a bone. When you break a bone, you're at the hospital. If you're at the hospital, you're probably bedridden. And because you're bedridden, because you probably can't put any weight on that foot, and you need 2 legs to walk in, so you're not mobile, and so now you risk getting all these other wacky health conditions. And don't get me started about the specific conditions you could get specifically at a hospital, and so falling, no bueno. But unfortunately, that's just going back to our whole like muscle massing and the bone density just changing as we get older. Our second system is our cardiovascular, so this is going to be our heart. So all the blood in our system, all the veins in our system. Weirdly enough, our heart size actually gets bigger as we age. And I'm not talking about like kid to adult, I'm talking about adult to older adult. And with that, what's going to happen is that because it gets larger, the walls can thicken, which means that your heart has to work even more, which is not so fun. Also, with your blood vessels, it gets a little bit stiffer, it's less elastic, so it's a little bit more difficult for that circulation to go through. We have the nervous system, and no, we're not talking about like mental conditions such as anxiety or depression or any kind of things that would, you know, mess with your nerves. We're talking about our brain and basically how the nerves are the wires that control what we can do. So your nervous system, we could talk more specifically about the brain and having your neurons. Unfortunately, as you age, you have decreased cognitive function, which is just basically decreased brain power and memory. I don't know how in-depth this guide goes. As you can tell, I did not read through it apparently. But in a lab that we had recently, it's the idea that yes, this is normal to kind of lose brain power and lose your memory, but there's a difference between like normal age-related kind of losing that and dementia, which is much more serious, or like Alzheimer's, which Alzheimer's is not, maybe we'll get into that later, but there's just a difference between actually having like an actual medical condition and having these age-related changes. We have just a few more systems right here, but let me go ahead and catch up really quick. You never heard of digitals? Where are the Zoomers? You know, actually, that's a good point. Zoomers are considered, I think, 1997 and up. So it's a little bit weird. I'm just gonna shrug. I'm really not sure, unfortunately. Maybe Zoomers is considered a subtype? I really don't know. I know. Nervous system, hashtag relatable. Hashtag every day of my life. Healthy says our poor cognition functions and memories. Exactly. You know, it was very like sad quotation marks for a lab, because we were having a whole like memory lab, and it's the idea of like, what do you not want to forget, and what do you want people to remember you by? And it's like one of those like, you take like a step back and you're like, isn't Zoomers just Gen Z? You think so? Probably. I mean, I would be like, oh yeah, boomers, zoomers, it rhymes, Gen Z, yeah. But I heard that Gen Z can be classified anyone who is, I think, born in 1997 the higher. But I'm not a generational expert. Sorry, so I'm like, oh. Sorry, I'm just reading from my notes. Anyway, so our fourth system is going to be the endocrine system, which is just a really fancy way of saying hormones, basically. So for the hormone system, we're gonna just have decreased hormone production. Our immune system is less efficient. Our integumentary system, or the system of our skin elasticity gets lost. That's why you notice for a lot of old people, they have wrinkles and they're sagging and blah 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 blah. Our next two systems are going to be respiratory, so basically we get a decline in lung function. And our GI system, we have a slower digestive system, which can lead to constipation and decreased absorption of nutrients. And you know how important nutrients are in our system, especially if we're suffering from everything that we stated above, like we were talking about the immune system being less efficient. Brother, if you're not getting your vitamin C because your GI system is taking its sweet booty time, well, you're more likely to get sick. So boo, boo. Devious says it feels like Baldur's Gate 3's playthrough, being a baby boomer class with subclass Zoomer and Dark Owl. I want to play Baldur's Gate! If you guys are interested, I don't know if the sale's still going on, but I think Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are on sale for like a few dollars if you guys want to work your way backwards, or if you missed a game. Yeah. Here's some quirky definitions of aging. I didn't really learn how to say this word, so I do apologize. But is it sentience? It's the non-reversible deteriorative changes in age organisms that predispose them to fatal disease and death. Oh, there you go. We've heard the words senile before. Senility is not a part of normal aging, but this term is. So yeah, it's basically saying like losing your memory and like kind of going more borderline dementia. Not normal, but pre-programmed death, that's a little bit normal. One of the biggest things of why I wanted to have like a lecture styled stream today is because I actually wanted to go ahead and talk about the theories of aging, which is actually pretty interesting. But yeah, our usual aging, however, people age differently, and I'm sure you cubs already seen it firsthand of how some people in their 20s look like, or not even 20s, I guess like they're teenagers in high schools, looks like full-grown adults, and some people in their 30s look like they're babies. Like, it's just like a really weird, sorry, I'm just assuming the general audience and age of whoever's listening. But like just using that as an example, pretty much, it's really crazy to see how differently people age. Aging in general, it tends to be a combined effects of pretty much of the aging process, which some people can argue very genetic. It could be of disease, it could be of adverse environmental, and it could be of lifestyle factors. So yeah. The Mega Man 30 Yo guy? should I Google that? Oh my goodness. Alfie says, I'm proud to say that everyone guesses my age 10 years younger than I am. I did have an incident a few weekends ago where I had, maybe it's because I had my hairstyle a little bit different. But, oh gosh, sorry cubs, I am forever 17, please believe me. But, my friends wanted to try like different drinks at this event, and there was one that seemed really appealing, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and try it out. And so I'm like, my friend didn't get carded, so I'm like, I'm not gonna get carded. And then the lady cards me, and I'm like, oh lady, hey lady, hi, huh? You want my card? And I'm like digging through my little like, oh my gosh, what do you call it? Crossbody bag. I'm like, oh, okay, give me 1 moment. I'm like holding up the line because I didn't think she was gonna card me, and like she didn't card my friend, and she looks younger than me. But I think it was just my hairstyle that day, because I had like these cute little braids and they're like small, and I had a little hat. Anyway, she told me, hey, I need to see your card because you look older than I am. And I'm like, or you look younger than I am. And I'm like, oh, lady, how young do you think I am? It's very flattering, but it's the idea, I'm like, oh gosh darn it, this is more of a hassle now. Thank you though. I'm very, very, very flattered. Turns out the drink that I got also was really bad, so I would not recommend that drink. I don't even know what it is because I've actually repressed it from my memories. You're welcome, cubs. Anyway. Oh, hi Pi, hi, welcome. Ayo, welcome. You posted it in memes? Okay, I'm gonna go look at this Mega Man 30 guy. Oh, it is the Mega Man 30 guy. I'm 30 years old. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I think what was really funny about this is that in this group of friends who were waiting for me to get this drink, they could just hear me say it to the lady. What? I'm forever 17. What do you mean? And she was very shocked. So I was like, oh, okay. Thank you, lady. Anyway, don't try the drink. Anyway. So that's usual aging. Aging can affect people in different ways, unfortunately. That's why, again, some people who look much younger, oh, bless my classmate's heart, I feel so bad. So, okay, this is such a small tangent, and this is not any, like, thing to her. It was just a very applicable conversation. But we're having a conversation, and my cohort's filled with, like, different age groups. It can go anywhere from, I think, like, forever 17 to, like, people in their, like, 40s, I guess. It's just because sometimes having, like, a flex program like this can be very beneficial for anyone who wants to do a career change, blah, 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 blah. Anyway. So my friend, who's one of the younger people of the cohort, was like, yeah, I really want to start a family. Like, it was like a really, really deep conversation, but I just got placed into the girl group. And they just started talking about that. And I'm just like, guys, I just need to finish my studies. But she's like, yeah, you know, I had someone when I was 16 telling me, like, hey, you know, you're 30, you need to, like, hurry up and have a kid or whatever. And my classmate was so offended because she was 16 at the time. She's like, how old do you think I am? I'm like, oh, classmate friend here, you don't look a day over this. You definitely don't also look like you're over the age of 30, so don't worry, smiley face emoji. Yeah, exactly. You don't look a day over 20. That lady is factorial. That lady's wrong, and they should feel bad. Anyway. But yeah, so aging affects people differently. So there's been studies of, like, how do you age gracefully? How do you become very successful with aging? Well, it's a process that's gonna happen no matter what. But what happens is that for successful aging, this is usually going hand to hand with having a low rate of disease and disability. And genetics, as mentioned before, and lifestyles may have an effect. We'll talk about this in theories a little bit more in detail, but do you I don't know how to explain it. If you have a more fulfilling lifestyle, I'm not saying you need to go to your hospital and churches and go volunteer and have that self-fulfilling of helping others sort of thing, but you may have a more positive view in life by doing those kind of stuff in comparison to someone who is more of a, I guess in a very polite way, a hermit, I suppose. And I mean like a hermit. I don't mean like, oh, I'm a shut in neat out my computer. I mean like off the grid kind of guy. Isolating himself, you know? But yeah. Doopy, thank you so very much for the politely looking headpad. I appreciate it. Thank you, gamer. But yeah, successful aging also is known to be with a high cognitive and physical capabilities. So you don't lose your memory. You still can remember. You're like, back in my day, I remember when I was in high school, you know, stuff like that. And they're like 80, sure, you know? And the physical capabilities is that they're still active. That's like one of the biggest factors. If I could take any knowledge into you, Cubs, please remain active in some way, somehow, even like a nice 20-minute walk. Ideally daily is very nice and could do so much, not just for your physical, but your mental and emotional and have successful aging kind of stuff. So please remain active in some way, some form. Please don't let your office jobs get you, please. Anyway, but yeah, this can be with friends, family, social activities, or volunteer work. And really, successful aging can also be with active engagement in life. And resilience and motivation, basically. Some people, I don't know about you, Cubs, this is a very deep topic, but when I was in high school, oh, she's remembering, I had a few friends who are like, yeah, once I hit a certain age, I'm just not gonna be on this earth anymore. And I'm like, what? They're like, I just don't want to age. And I'm like, they're still alive, but I still worry every single day. But yeah, it's just the resilience and motivations and just accepting of aging, that we're all going to eventually not be here on this earth anymore, and just life in general can also be very successful, you know? Sounds a bit Jurassic. It's a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I had 3 friends like that, and one of them was very vain about their appearance. So they're like, if I even see a wrinkle on me, it's over. And I'm like, okay. But Helpy says, I bring a tiny bit of hermit vibes to the parties, not too much. Office job has been terrible for my muscles and posture. Yeah, you know, honestly, I guess sometimes I work an office job. Thanks, Hitman, for all this paperwork, I guess. But there's like this funny thing that was going around TikTok about like office butt, and it's the idea of like, hey, make sure you're getting up and walking, and maybe do a little squat here and there. Sure. Hi, Borbo. Hi, welcome. Mitochondria health is a big part of aging, so take those antioxidants. Yeah, brother, we're gonna actually talk about that in a little bit, so look forward to it. Okay? Yay. We're right here. Oh, this is actually cropped a little bit weirder. Let me see. Ba-ba. Is that too much? No? Can I get like a nice middle ground? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, my big dumb hat's gonna be in the way. Ooh. Anyway. So there's actually different theories of how we age, and so I'll go through a general gist of like the overview, and then we'll go more specifically in details. So we had biological theories, biological referring to biology, the study of life, and we have program theories, and then we have damage or error theories for the category of biological theories. Our other theory that we have is psychosocial theories, and that goes on a whole separate section, as you see, with its own separate thing. Yay. But yeah, it's just a theory. A game theory. Yeah. Davey says aging is great though. Sure, staying healthy is a major point, but getting older and reflecting on things and seeing how things change and develop, growing through experience and much more. But it's just my opinion. The older I got, the better life got. Alright, DV, I shake hands with you. I can easily agree with that as well. Not to start putting my age out there still as a forever 17-year-old, but I definitely know so much more and have much more resources than I did when I was actually 17 for the first time. I think being young and all that is very cool, but like I don't think it's the end of the world if once you hit like a certain age, you know what I mean? And I'm not like stereotyping to be like, oh, once you hit 30 it's over, like, but you know, like some people even say like, oh, 25 is my quarter life crisis. And it's like, no, you're a good gamer. There's this whole silly thing that goes around, but it makes sense of the idea of like, hey, you've been basically a kid all your life, and now that you're finally an adult at legally the age of 18, now you're basically a baby again, but you're an adult, if that makes sense. That probably doesn't make sense, but it's the idea of like, now you're officially learning how to adult, so give yourself grace. Even if you've been alive for like 18 years, now this is your first year getting into adulthood, basically. Smiley face emoji. But yeah, you haven't noticed much difference whatsoever from year to year? Really? I can easily say if I had the option to go back and be like, hey Tippa, did you want to go back to when you were X age? And I'm like, probably not. Not that I was a dumb kid or anything like that. Not that I made these choices, but like, I'm okay with where I am. I have a very like healthy understanding of aging, as much as I joke around being forever 17, you know? Helvy says sometimes I have a lucid realization that I'm actually an adult and could just do stuff, like getting pizza if I want to and I don't have to ask. Yeah! There was also a Twitter post going around of like, oh, it's like late night, something silly. It was just the idea of like kind of like the bait and switch of like, oh, this is like a kid, right? They're talking about a kid, you know, their parents don't care, they stay up late and they could play video games and they could eat whatever, and it's like, oh, but I'm really like this age, like I'm an adult, not a kid. Yeah, no. Anyway. But yeah, you could just do whatever within reason, and as long as you're not hurting yourself or others, that's all that matters. Dies. Anyway. But yeah. Makes a lot of sense, yeah. Growing up has two phases, and the second one is being a young adult until you're in your mid-20s. Wait, why is the second one being a young adult to your mid-20s? Huh? The first one is 18? Wait, no, what? No, but I get the general idea of what you're saying, no worries. But yeah, so going back to the theories of aging, so we have program theories. So basically think of our body as once you are day one on this earth, you are destined to die, which I mean, that's I guess everyone's fate, not to be so morbid, but as you age and as you get older, one of the theories subtypes of one of the subtype okay, the category is biological theories, and subtype is program theories, and here are each of the theories because there's these three subcategories. So we have program longevity, which is going to be aging as the result of sequential switching on and off certain genes. And with this word that we said earlier, the senescence, being defined as a time when age-associated deficits are manifested. So basically, our body's programmed that, hey, once you hit, I don't know, 65, let's say, now your body has this like, oh, this ticking time bomb of once you hit 65, you're gonna start having these non-reversible deteriorating changes, basically. And that's when people start getting more frail and older, and they start getting sick, or maybe possibly they are not on this earth anymore. So that's one theory, quotation marks. Let me go ahead and sip some water though, one moment. Our second theory is the endocrine theory. So remember, this is the fancy word for hormones, and basically it's the idea that we all have biological clocks, and these biological clocks are going to act through hormones to control the pace of aging. And recent studies actually show that aging is hormonally regulated, so gotta keep that in check. And then our last one is the immunological theory, which is that the immune system is programmed to decline over time, which is going to lead to an increased vulnerability to infectious diseases, thus the aging and death. Da-dang. Apparently, according to studies, however, it says that there is scientific evidence that the immune system does peak at puberty, and then it basically declines there, so... that's kind of spooky if so, but again, these are all just a theory. Teehee, haha, ho ho. Hi Faz, hi, welcome Galmer, welcome. You want to reprogram your system not to decline over time? Me too, buddy, me too. Alright, so another type of biological theory is the damage or error theories. So we do know that DNA damage does occur continuously in cells of living organisms, and that most of the damage can be repaired. Unfortunately, some do accumulate, and so this theory would state that aging results from the damage to the integrity of the body's cells. So basically, yeah, our body can fix itself, but sometimes it leaves a little bit leftovers, and these leftovers can build up, hence us starting to age. So we could talk about the wear and tear theory. Pretty straightforward, but it's that the cells and tissues have vital parts that wear out, resulting in aging. Like the components of an aging car, parts of the body wear out from repeated use, killing them, and then the body. Apparently the wear and tear theory was actually introduced by a German biologist in the 1880s, and we do understand that the body does kind of go through the motions. There is definitely some wear and tear, especially with people who have occupations or jobs with repetitive motion. So that's why in the example, it's like, yes, even in the rehab setting, we could see people with osteoarthritis, osteo meaning bone and arthritis meaning the inflammation in between the joints. So yay. We have the oh my goodness, what do we have? We have the rate of living. So the rate of living is basically, I'm not gonna read that. Animals that use oxygen quickly tend to live shorter lives because there's more wear and tear on their bodies. But other things like in genetics and environment can also play a big role in how they live. So the greater an organism's rate of oxygen basal metabolism, the shorter its life. Imagine hyperventilating all the time, and it's like, don't do that, you're gonna take years off your life. So it's an interesting theory for sure. It doesn't really quite explain the lifespan stuff, but I mean, it can maybe support that wear and tear theory from earlier. We have the cross-link theory. So this is going to be the accumulations of cross-linked proteins damage cells and tissues, which is going to slow down the bodily process and result in aging. Sure. But then we have the free radical theory, and this is going back to, I believe, Porble, who was saying about the oh my gosh, the antioxidants, correct? Oh goodness, I can't speak. But the free radical theory proposes that superoxide and other free radicals are going to cause damage to the macromolecular components of the cell, giving rise to accumulated damage causing cells and eventually organs to stop functioning. So if you're not familiar with a free radical is an unstable molecule that has unpaired electrons, which makes it highly reactive. It can damage cells and contribute to aging and various diseases by reacting with other molecules in the body. And this theory was initially supported by experiments of where they fed rats antioxidants. Actually, I feel like I'm saying that wrong for some reason. Antioxidants? Oh my goodness. Anyway, and that the rats did get to live longer. I feel like I actually haven't heard this in a very long time, like the antioxidants. I feel like that was something a little bit more popular when I was growing up. I felt like, not that it's a craze or a phase, but I feel like I heard more of it growing up in a sense of like, oh, blueberries are this, and they have lots of antioxidants, and they could, decrease your risk of cancer and all that good stuff. Which, don't get me wrong, sure, if there's the research that backs it up and blueberries are pretty yummy, then heck yeah, brother. But I feel like in more recent times, I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about this, Levy says that would surely make them stop hyperventilating, right? Yeah, hopefully. There's radicals in my body slowly killing me. No! Faust, no! It's okay, it's only a theory. A game theory. Sure. Anyway. Hi, Tazzle. Hi. Welcome. Hold on, gamer. Let me go ahead and give you a shout out. I won't. Is that... No, okay, we have one more theory. So for our last theory that we have that's biological and related to wear and tear is the somatic DNA damage theory. So somatic has the word soma. So soma is related to the word of body. So the somatic DNA damage is going to be the theory that says the genetic mutations occur and accumulate with increasing age, which is going to cause the cells to deteriorate and malfunction. Soma! Yeah! Hold on. Sorry, Cubs. Baby Peace was hanging out with me, but now I think she's leaving. And she's leaving! No! I love you, baby girl! No! Okay. Anyway, so those were all our biological theories. Now let's get into more detail about the psychosocial theories. So we have three major theories of aging that are listed below. Each of the following theories focus on the individual aging adult and how they adapt and adjust to changes that come with age. The more current psychosocial theories of aging take different approaches, as they then try to explain a relationship between the aging individual and society. So yes, Cubs, unfortunately we do live in a society, and here's the three major theories. So number one is very interesting. This is the disengagement theory. This was first proposed in 1961, and they said basically, heck everyone else. Heck everyone else, become a shut-in, don't interact with people. Proposed a natural withdrawal or disengagement from life roles as a way to greater life satisfaction and with age. It kind of feels like, I'm so sorry to keep bringing up high school, but it's like, high school, everyone is just so dramatic and drama. I don't want the drama. And so you basically take yourself outside of that, and basically it's just like, nope, I don't care about my role in my family. I don't care about my role in my friends. I'm basically going to do my own thing. Smiley face emoji. Well, it turns out that, yeah, probably this could be okay for a very short term. And sorry that you're going through so much drama in your life. But this theory actually has been discounted, and we realize being more active is better. So let's talk about active in our activity theory. So activity theory is going to suggest that staying active and engaged in social activities is important for a happy, fulfilling life as people get older. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think my mama bearcat, who is 69, nice question mark, I don't know, I don't want to talk to, like, I don't want to think about my mom like that, but she is a much older individual, which makes me cry every single time I think about it. But my mama bearcat is very active and talks to her friends, I think, on a daily basis, and she has multiple friends, and she's always doing something for God knows whatever reason. And you know, honestly, I think she's aging very gracefully because of that. I truly do believe in the activity theory just for my mama bearcat alone. But the activity theory, as you can tell, is a counter view to the disengagement theory, the theory that we just talked about earlier about withdrawing yourself. This activity theory was proposed in 1972, stating that maintenance of activity is critical to having a high life satisfaction in old age. So let's talk about continuity theory, and this is saying that as people age, they then try to maintain their habits, preferences, and lifestyles from earlier in life to stay connected to their identity and experiences. So for whatever reason, maybe this was more understandable, but you know when you're a kid and you're trying to be cool in high school, because that's all I'm going to talk about today for some reason, even though we're talking about a much older geriatric population, you're like, this is not cool anymore. I don't like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or any of this weeb stuff. I don't like anime, because you want to try to be cool and whatever. And then you go to high school, and then it's like, oh yeah. Well, the continuity theory is kind of like that, but it's more of the idea of like, no, you carry those even to your next phase of life. Just because you're an adult going to become an older adult, it doesn't mean you have to leave everything behind just because you're getting to this new phase of life, basically. You could continue to keep up with the things that you like, the hobbies that you enjoy, whatever you feel like brought you your own identity, and pretty much continue with it for the rest of your life. Some people disconnect because obviously it can be very difficult to do the same things that you did. Like if you were, I don't know, a bodybuilder, and we just talked about the musculoskeletal system as we age, the muscle mass is going to decrease. Maybe bodybuilding is not something you can carry with you, but you can maybe go along, you know, maybe a similar field, or maybe you could still keep doing bodybuilding. You're just not going to get the same build as you probably were going to have, like, you know, 30, 40 years ago. But continuity theory is very cute because it's just like, let's just keep our identity. This is going to basically bring me a high life satisfaction, and that I'm going to age gracefully because I haven't forgotten my roots, basically. Some examples of this, by the way, that are probably a little bit better than my made-up experiences is social contacts and activity levels that you just have. So activity, again, can be exercise, can be going out, can be just your general participation with your friends, your family, and the community. Let's talk about some other theories, okay? So we have theories of aging individuals within a social system. So all of these theories are going to focus on the society and roles available to older adults. Each one is going to acknowledge that a change of resources, including the decline of physical health, can upset the relationship between individual and society, kind of like the bodybuilder example I had just mentioned before. None of these theories directly addresses the concept of disabilities that go along with aging. So we have, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 more theories, but 3 of them are going to apply within a social system. So we have the social exchange theory, the modernization theory, and we also have the age stratification theory. Hi, Monty. Hi, welcome. Society. Yeah, basically. Cubs, actually give me one moment. I know this seems really lame, but sure. Alright, let's go ahead and I'll read this one, and then we'll probably go ahead and take our little ad break. Why? Because it's almost been an hour of streaming somehow, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go chug some water because I feel like I'm speaking so like nasally. I don't know why. Alright, let's get to it. So, for the social exchange theory, this theory suggests that people make decisions in relationships based on perceived benefits and costs, kind of like weighing what you get out of a relationship against what you put into it. So basically, it's the idea of like, what's in it for me? I'm gonna help this person who has nothing to offer. Why? And then you can kind of come up with reasons like, it just feels good helping people that need the help, or blah 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 blah. But it's this give or take system. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this giant paragraph. I do apologize, and hopefully maybe it's a little bit better and understanding. There is a reciprocal relationship between the individual and the society, where the cost of interacting with the individual is society's optimal point. With the individual it's in proportion to the benefit derived from the individual. When that is applied to aging, the assumption is that the cost-benefit ratio falls out the balance as the physical, intellectual, and social resources of the aging individual decreases. The older individual can restore balance by increasing resources whenever that's possible. So, what a weird theory, first of all. So it is a give or take system. Unfortunately, when you age, you probably take more than you can give because of your physical decline, your mental decline, and your social decline. You know, well, no, we're not gonna get into that rabbit hole. But unfortunately, it's the idea of like, oh, now there's this weird imbalance, and now you may not age as gracefully, but pretty much we can help balance it out if you have more resources. But as Monte says, that is pretty sad to think about, of like, why is it this give or take? But again, only just a theory. Teehee, haha, ho ho. You want to hear something that's more sad? I guess I could squeeze it in. I thought this one was going to be a little bit longer. Maybe I could squeeze in all of them. No, I definitely can't. But alright, last theory before we politely BRB. The modernization theory is actually a little sad to me because it explains how society's changed from being a traditional and simple to a more advanced and complex, often industrialized, with technology and urbanization. The reason why it's a little bit sad to me is, hey, I love my industrialization and technology, but it's just with older adults, it's the idea that they lost their place. They were used to this certain system, and now everything's changed so fast. It's really crazy because even at my job, I've run into people who are like, I don't really know how to use a computer. And I'm like, what do you mean? I remember I was talking to this lady and she's like, I don't even have an email. I don't even know how that works. Huh? What? Huh? But you're like, not old, you know what I mean? I feel like everyone has an email. Even my mama bearcat has an email. Like, what are we doing here? I feel like that's like the basic of the basics. Huh? But in this very long paragraph, it says in the 1960s, it was proposed that with the emergence of new technology, beginning with the industrial time of development, continued until now, older adults lost their place of prestige and power within the social system because they were no longer able to effectively compete in this industrial marketplace. However, this is not necessarily the case, as a lot of older adults are technology savvy. So we have examples for, you know, technology assisting with deficits, which is really cool and neat. Not really related to geriatrics by any means, but or it could be. I mean, if someone has a loss of hearing or whatnot, there was these glasses of this relatively like younger girl, I guess like a young adult girl, who got these glasses, and she's partially deaf, but the glasses can hear whoever's talking and provide subtitles for whatever that person is saying. So I'm like, wow, that's so cool. Wow, 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 wow. Huh? Maybe this is, it feels like the explanation of an old man yelling at cloud meme. No! No. Luna says some people kind of give up learning new stuff and I don't get it. Yeah, it's actually really upsetting. Yeah. No, exactly what Helvy said. I do computer-human interaction research, and computer literacy is so much lower than we would assume. It is. At my public library, we I say we like I run it, but they have classes for computer literacy, and that's, you know, more targeted towards older adults, but I just think it's crazy. I feel like someone would have picked up something in the past 20 years at least, but I guess not, you know? But it's okay. Anyway, we'll go ahead and take our 3-minute ad break. When we come back, we'll talk about our last theory, and we'll politely go through the study guide. It's so boring. I'm just gonna read it, nod my head, say, hey, at least I looked at it, and then we'll go ahead and probably do a little bit of pomodoro, okay? Okay. But I'll see you cubs in just a little bit. Use this time to go ahead and stand up and stretch, hydrate, and eat something super duper duper yummy. I'm gonna go ahead and politely inhale slowly. So what was the theory again? The basal... Wait. So the rate of living theory doesn't heck me up because I'm trying to take my inhalation of airs. But yeah, I will go ahead and take care of myself so we can go ahead and continue reading and have a good study session together, okay? Okay, I'll see you cubs in just a little bit, okay? Bye! See you soon! Hey, hi, gamer. Wait, why didn't... Shout out, why? Shout out, please. Oh my goodness. Hello, gamer. Oh, wow. I give you the big gamer shout out. Welcome on in. Welcome. And welcome back, every cup. Thank you so much for your patience. I really do appreciate it. My shoulder's still killing me. So I had to heat up my heat pack, my hot pack. So I'm like, oh... I don't know how I'm gonna get to the gym today. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I hope it's just all legs or something, because I can't do it. Oh, ow. You're trying to lose all your gals? Brother. Just gotta gamble all and hope for the best. Hold on. Baby peas. Hi. She's like, went to my face. What happened, baby? We were just hanging out. I sat on the floor with her as I was heating up the heat pack in the microwave. I'm like, oh, long time no see. There you go. Brother, hold on. I got you. Don't worry, okay? Easy. Anyway, so, welcome back, Cubs. Thank you so much for your patience. If you're just coming in, welcome. We're learning about geriatrics, which is just the study of old people, and we're talking about the different kind of theories of when it comes to aging. So we only have 2 more theories left, and then we're gonna briefly go through some of the points on the study guide, and then we'll probably switch to a pomodoro. Okay? Maybe. Yeah. Anyway, so we have the age stratification theory. And so this one is a part of our theories when we're talking about the aging individual within a society. So this age stratification theory is actually going to suggest that different age groups in society have different roles based on different age groups in society have different roles, expectations, and access to resources, shaping how people experience life based on their age. So in the early 1970s, this theory came to prominence, and it views social structures by looking at the individual and cohorts as they move along through social roles of their life course. Basically, age affects the roles that an individual plays in a social system, and that there's an age structure for roles, and there are certain normative age criteria for certain activities. Individuals within the same age group or same cohort can expect to be performing similar roles or activities, at similar times based on age characteristics. So, TLDR, it is the idea of like, at this time, at this age, you should be doing this. And obviously we really know that's not the case, but I guess there's such a majority at X age, basically you should be doing this. That's kind of like, well, then you could group and, participate in society with these other people because they're just like you, because they're within your age range. And guess what? They're also a grandma. Or guess what? They're also a grandpa. So, you also take care of the babies, right? Your grandkids? Yeah? Yeah. So cool. I was trying to lose those? Gosh darn it, you're so good at losing it. Okay, I'll politely look away and accept this one for now, Fee. Absolutely no hecking worries. But yeah. Our last theory now is not about society, but it's basically the individual's level of competence and competence and environment. Yay! And so this is actually going to go with our one and last theory of ecological model of aging. And this is how a person's environment, including their community and social relationships, can affect their health and well-being as they age. So this theory proposes that there's a balance point between proposes that there is a balance between environmental demands and individual capabilities where optimal functioning occurs and the individual is able to have a more successful aging. For example, individuals with severe arthritis, and again we talked about arthritis being the joint inflammation, they might not be able to climb stairs in home to their bedroom, which really sucks. Imagine you have a 2-floor house, congratulations on the home, but you can't get to the bedroom because it just hurts. So what happens is that this person may go ahead and seek some rehab to go improve their range of motion and their strength to climb the steps. but this is not a possibility, or the person's like, I tried this and I hate it, then they may be able to relocate. And it's the idea of what can they do within their environment to improve their ability to function. So TLDR, environment can affect the health and well-being as they age, and pretty much it's just setting up someone, specifically an older individual, for success. Yay! So let's go ahead and move on with the study guide. So we talked about theories, we talked about generational labels, and let's see if I can remember those off the top of my head. Greatest silent baby boomers X, Y, and Z. Greatest silent baby boomers X, Y, Z. Yay! Alright, let's get back down to it. So we're gonna move to the biophysical changes with aging. So we briefly touched on this, so I don't really want to go through this. Let's be honest. Not to be so negative, I don't know. Sorry, let me also get the desktop audio back. Yay! With the bossa nova. Anyway, so we'll briefly just touch on a few points, okay? And then we'll move on. I really hate looking at a black and white document to be like, oh, just retain this, cubs, but we'll try to find a fun way to retain it, okay? So we talked about musculoskeletal earlier, but we're gonna just separate the muscle and the skeleton by just talking about the skeletal system. We know what bones are. We even know how to say it in Spanish. Hueso! Yeah. So hueso, or bone, is a tissue that functions to give, form to the body, helps us weight bear, protect our organs, think about our ribs to our lungs, and it's going to facilitate movement by providing attachment for muscles so they can act as levers. So think of your biceps doing a bicep curl. We have these beautiful things called tendons, and it's the part of the muscle where it connects onto the bone. So we're very happy for our bones. Yay! And so when we contract our muscles and they attach to certain bony areas and landmarks, we're able to do certain actions. Da-dang! The black and white document through the tip of voice filter makes it 100% more palatable. Thank you, Gamer. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you. But yeah, throughout life, unfortunately, we did talk about with the bone density decreasing as you age. So, womp. And normal adult bone remodeling, because we are always remodeling. Throughout life, the physiological remodeling of a bone occurs on the surface as well within the bones. In adult normal bones, I didn't read that right, but you understand. Remodeling is usually a tightly controlled physiological process in which bone reabsorption equals bone formation through the use of osteoclast and osteoblast. So I feel like I'm throwing you cubs back into like either very early anatomy or very early biology courses of like, oh, what's a clast and what's a blast? So we have ones that are going to blast and class, which is going to be dealing with the bone formation or the bone destruction. What happens so as we age though, this kind of ratio of bone reabsorption and bone formation don't really equal out, and that's why we're having that lower bone density. Unfortunately, fortunately, osteoporosis is not a normal part of aging, but it's a very common thing, and it could be caused by multiple and many examples. Let me go ahead and read this out to you, cubs. Osteoporosis is actually going to be measured using a bone mineral density, or a BMD score, and this is also going to be referred to as a T-score compared to the BMD score Z. I hate it. What are you putting? I hate it. What the anyway, sorry. Osteoporosis is going to be measured by a bone mineral density. The score that you get will be a T-score, and it's going to be compared to normative values of other people of match age and gender with the Z-score. So, according to WHO, and not just any WHO, the World Health Organization, it says that it is defined as osteoporosis is defined as a bone mineral density score that lies 2.5 standard deviations or more below the average value for young healthy adults. So pretty much if they're negative 0.25 if they're negative 0.25 standard deviation, they are most likely going to have, or they are having, osteoporosis. The capital. Woo! So we have some muscular changes. Our muscles, again, we're going to decrease in that. We're going to decrease muscle mass, which leads to this. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I'm hearing something in my back. Oh my gosh. My background. What is it? It's just baby peas. She's trying to dig under the covers, but I'm hearing so much noise. I'm like, what's happening? Anyway, muscle weakness and it's gonna go hand in hand with, again, our muscle mass lowering. Weakness is an important concept of overall function among older adults. So what's gonna be very unfortunate, Cubs, is that strength decline can begin as early as the 3rd decade of life. So Cubs, if you're 30 plus, it's over. But we'll just read through the rest of this because this is actually pretty important. Change in the muscle composition may consist of increased infiltration of flat and connective tissue. There is a net loss of fibers and functional motor units. There's also an increased motor unit size, blah, 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 blah. That's not what I wanted to read. What I wanted to read is, there also occurs selective denervation of the muscle fibers, specifically the type 2B fibers. So this is like a concept that we talked about, I feel like 2 years ago. But there's different type of fibers that you have in your muscles. One can be for super fast speed and power, and others fibers are kind of like there for like postural control and activity, like you can sit still. They help with posture, and I feel like there's something else that's like on the tip of my tongue. I'm like, breathing? I'm like, no, I don't think that's what I'm thinking of. If I find it, I will let you guys know for sure. But hi Seth, hi, welcome. So type 2B fibers are going to be important in regards to a muscle's generation of power. I'm going to start highlighting. So type 2 is going to be important for muscle generation of power, and these power generations can have an impact on older adults' ability to perform a number of activities of daily living. This negatively impacts the ability to generate an explosive force or power and to accelerate the limb. And this decreased acceleration can result in oh my gosh, I can't read. I'm so sorry, Cubs. I decided today, the day that I want to read, I can't read. But why is this? Hold on. Okay, now that I read it, I can summarize it. Thank goodness. I probably should read it and then summarize instead of reading word for word. So, as we age, our muscle mass is going to decrease. As it decreases, that means we're more weak, and it can start as early as age 30. Unfortunately, it's very selective in what can get weak, and what happened is that it's going to specifically affect those type 2B fibers. Those type 2B fibers are important for muscle generation of power. Unfortunately, as this decreases, this actually decreases our ability to generate an explosive force, so like a really sudden force to accelerate a limb forward or back. So if you ever want to do a sudden motion of like arm forward, arm back, arm to the side, that's relatively explosive. Explosive and exercise though can be like maybe more along the lines of plyometrics, but that's kind of getting a little bit off topic to what I really want to say. So this is important because, hey, if we're not getting these fibers, then what happens when we fall? We talked about very early on about how the older we get, the more at risk we get for falls for XYZ reason that happens because of age-related concerns. And so if we fall, what happens is that we don't have that protective reaction anymore. And we'll talk about these reactions and reflexes a little bit more in pediatrics, which is weirdly ironic, I guess. But we have these really cool reflexes when we're babies of, hey, if I get pushed forward, I put my arms forward. If I get pushed out to the side, I push my arms to the side. If I get pushed going back, I could push my arms back to help me prevent from, like, you know, landing on my head. Those reflexes, I believe, don't really go away. They are a protective reflex. But what happens is that if you don't have the power to do it, however, then you're just gonna go hit your head. and that's no bueno. So type 2 fibers are very important, but unfortunately they are going to decrease over time. Speaking of decreasing, we have sarcopenia, which is going to be the loss of muscle mass, which is associated with aging. I think that's really it with that. It's just knowing the term and what it is. Everything else is kind of bonus. Alright, let's talk about the vascular system though. Let's talk about our veins. Woo! And arteries and maybe other stuff. I don't know how he grouped it. But there's gonna be multiple changes. It's very unfortunate, but there's gonna be an increase in calcification, so that means that it's going to get harder. There's an increase or a loss of elastin, so our veins are not as flexible, and there's gonna be an increase in collagen. I'm actually not sure what that means. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's the idea that anywhere between the ages of 20 and 90, which is pretty significant, there's going to be changes to the walls of our arteries, and it's going to make it thicker, and it's going to increase maybe 2 to 3 times fold, which is going to be very bad because the circulation of blood in our body, oxygenated, deoxygenated, and any other thing in between, needs to go through our system. So if it's a little bit harder, and we're trying to do something maybe a little bit more strenuous exercise-wise, our body is not going to be able to meet those demands because of these changes, because of the increased calcification, because of the loss of elastin, because of the increase in collagen. So it's a little whamp whamp. Yep, capillary density decreases and further limits blood supply to working muscles. The stiffness. Oh, and for some goodness knows whatever reason, dehydration is a huge thing for elderly folks. It's very common, and it's the direct cardiovascular effect of dehydration is going to affect our ventricular filling volume, so our heart being filled. When we're trying to circulate blood, that's going to affect that, and that's what's going to lead to hypotension. So I'm sure you guys have heard of hypertension. High blood pressure, very common, can be due to stress, diet, lifestyle, etc. Hypotension can also be influenced by all those, sure, except maybe not the high food and maybe not the stress. But so actually none of those. But hypotension means below the normal blood pressure. So again, our blood is just not getting to our system. That could be very dangerous. Let's see. More than 50% of all individuals over the age of 60 have a heart disease, which is very crazy to think about. I'm very grateful again for my mama bearcat who recently got a check-in. I say recently, but this was like last year. She actually had to go ahead and get checked because she was getting chest pains, and we commonly associate chest pains with heart attacks, right? Especially in males. I know it's kind of like, what, huh? Yeah, so there's actually different heart attack patterns for both male and female. For males, it's more common like directly in the chest. For females, I think it's more common in the middle of their shoulder blades. It's very weird, but not that it's exclusive to one gender or the other. It's just it's more common in guys who have this sort of pain. And thankfully her heart is healthy. Her chest pain might have been related to actually some of her shoulder neck issues. It's just more of the haha hee hee, the body's all connected, haha. Oh god. Anyway, our pulmonary is the air in our lungs, so getting that oxygen in, and basically everything is gonna go to heck. You're welcome. All right, let's go ahead and move on to neurological. So neurological again is talking about the our nerves and our brain and etc. So we're gonna have decreased levels of neurotransmitters such as dopamine, so our happiness, and serotonin. Sorry, not our happiness. Serotonin's our happiness. Ooh. We can kind of lose some of our vision and our motor just because of how, again, our nerves are basically helping to innervate or helping us to kind of power through some of the stuff that we want to do, or our actions. You know, there's nerves for everything, and I love doing my bicep curls, and that's going to help me power my bicep muscles, which are powered through my musculocutaneous nerve. So if my nerve starts not deteriorating, but starts, you know, kind of getting on with age, maybe I'm not able to do that as well. The peripheral sensation, though, let me see. It's basically everything outside of the brain and spinal cord. So anything outside of that is going to be referred to as periphery or your peripheral nervous system. And then we go ahead and get that diminished protective reaction. So again, if someone falls, their reaction time is just not there anymore. We don't have the sudden like, oh, you're gonna fall, put out your hand. And it might be for a variety of reasons like we talked about with the muscle. We could talk about those type 2 fibers again, or we could just talk about we don't have that power to the nerve doing that. Let's talk about in the integumentary system, or again, our skin. Prolonged exposure to UV radiation through life can cause early signs of aging due to photoaging. I'm sure you cubs have seen this before, but like people who like to suntan a lot, they get really wrinkly. I could not tell you why. Let's see what else. Just like a list of things that happen. So you have decreased elasticity, you get the wrinkles, your skin sags, you don't have really a lot of hair anymore, you don't get as oily, you're very dry, you don't sweat as much, which can be awful because what happens with older individuals is that they're not sweating as much, their body and their temperature is not regulating. So if you throw in like, how do you say it? This is gonna sound very morbid, but when I was in Yeehaw land, the temperatures, cubs, it was 107 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's like, Tippa, what does that mean? I'm not American. 41 degrees Celsius. It was 107 degrees Fahrenheit, 41 degrees Celsius when I was in Yeehaw land. I was miserable. Now imagine the people who are much older out in the, I was gonna say field, but like outside living their best life, and they're not able to sweat. They're starting to experience symptoms of heat stroke, and then that can actually cause them to die. That's why it's relatively unfortunate, but relatively common to always hear that someone has passed away when it gets a little bit too hot. It's because their body's unable to regulate their temperature, and they start going through all this ordeal, rabbit hole stuff, and they just kaput. So vision! Yeah, vision! Unfortunately, our focusing ability of the eye, which refers to accommodation, begins to decrease around the age of 40, and that's why a lot of people need reading glasses, or you see a lot of older folks with like some kind of glasses to read. They're talking about the Snellen chart, which is the chart you use to like test your vision. So it's just very important to make sure that they're able to see, able to take the test and get their reading glasses as needed, because maybe they just don't need to read, maybe they just now need glasses in general. Visual impairment's a huge thing because, hey, if you're going blind and you can't see anymore, that visual impairment might lead to falls risk. And so then again, if you fall, then you get hurt, and that's no bueno. And our last system we're going to talk about is our auditory, or our hearing. So hearing loss can actually start to happen for those aging individuals. I hope none of us get here, but apparently 1/3 of individuals of aging adults will suffer significant hearing loss. With this hearing loss, it can begin as early as the 3rd decade of life, so my cubs in their 30s, I'm sorry. But anyway, and unfortunately this can be related to some of the dizziness. It's actually really crazy to think about our vestibular system and how it can affect our head and like our hearing effects, like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit dizzy. It's a really wacky connection that I don't want to get into anymore. Anyway, let's talk about some of the psychosocial changes with aging. I don't think this one goes... Oh, I guess it does. Okay, let's talk about our black and white document. Okay, Okay, this one actually does go over some of the stuff you wanted to. Don't listen to loud bossa nova? No, it's lowered on my side. But yeah, if you're like blasting music, by the way, in your ear, let's not do that, okay? Anyway. Sorry. During aging, cognitive changes generally occur as a continuum from normal aging to a mild cognitive impairment, otherwise referred to as MCI, to stages of dementia. So as mentioned earlier, again, it's normal for your cognitive function and your memory to go a little bit downhill because that's unfortunately aging, but that's referred to as mild, a mild cognitive impairment, or MCI. Dementia, on the other hand, whole other thing. Brother, that's a disorder and it's very serious. But yeah. Normal aging is considered when the process of memory is slow but intact. Oh, wait. They're saying MCI are pathological changes and are not normal? Alright, throw everything I said out the window, Cubs. We're just following that. Let me see. Let's talk about dementia. Dementia is not a normal part of aging. However, what happens is that the incidence of dementia occurs with age. The most common cause of dementia is Alzheimer's. And Alzheimer's is going to be the most common form of dementia, and it's actually characterized by 3 pathological changes in the brain. Changes of these structures, which lead to loss of connections between neurons and memory. And unfortunately, Alzheimer's, there has not been a cure. And that early onset is really rare. I think early onset is like when you're around the age of 40 or something. But late onset cases, like I believe when you're like 65 plus, are going to be the most common of where you see Alzheimer's. Thank you, Gamer, for the hydrate. Thank you. Let me go ahead and keep skimming really quick. So how do people get Alzheimer's? Because I feel like that's a relatively, unfortunately, common like older person disease. So there might be some genetic factors. There could be some risk factors, but pretty much advancing age is going to be the most important risk factor. Family history definitely can do it. So if you're like, oh, my grandma or grandpa had Alzheimer's, it's kind of like, oh, okay. But yeah, Alzheimer's can also happen if they have a lower baseline of self-assessment for school performance. So if they're not able to participate in school the way that they should be, and they have like a lower score, that can also affect it. And IQ tests can also, like having a low IQ score can also affect them in Alzheimer's. And it's not like, oh, you're dumb, have Alzheimer's. It's the idea of like they're not physically or mentally active enough to keep themselves challenged maybe throughout this age, and that's why they're more prone to get Alzheimer's disease. Unfortunately, African Americans or Hispanic ethnicity, wow, is more common to get Alzheimer's disease. And also very unfortunate, it looks like 80% of people with AD or Alzheimer's disease will exhibit agitation or aggression behavior. But that kind of happens because of multiple reasons, but it could be because they're having a psychotic breakdown basically and having hallucinations or paranoia, and it could just be they just don't remember, they don't know where they are, and they just get upset. I know that's probably not like your first reaction, like where am I, let me get mad, but it's just very common with people with AD. Let's see. Oh, we got delirium. It's a hallmark of delirium is the sudden and sometimes rapid change of decline in mental function. We got depression. Let's go. Depression. A major depressive disorder that lasts for at least 2 weeks and affects the person's ability to work, carry out usual daily activities, or to have satisfying relationships. Unfortunately, depression is one of the most highly prevalent health problems among elderly adults. It can lead to poor physical health. And really what can happen is depression can result from multiple factors. It could be a medical condition. So imagine having a stroke and being like, I can't do the things I used to do. It's very unfortunate, but you'll hear this a lot when someone gets into some kind of medical incident, is that, hey, I was very independent and now I can't do this. When you have a cerebral accident or a stroke, you lose one half of your body basically. So if you have like a left-sided stroke, can be MCA, ACA, whatever, basically whatever blockage, you lose the right side. You're not able to walk or write with your right hand anymore. And it's like, but I can't write, I can't walk, I can't do stuff. Thankfully, therapy can help out with people who have strokes to get them back to like a certain baseline, if not back to their norm, but it takes a very, 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 very long time. But it's depressing to be like, I was independent, now I can't do stuff, this sucks, this sucks. Depression can also be due to some medication. That's why we always talk about the side effects of medication. A lot of people, you just have to be wary of that, talk to a physician. I feel like normal common side effects that you'll hear is like, I'm drowsy. Right? People who take medication for their mental health, like anxiety or depression, very common side effects that you hear with this is that they're sleepy. Can't be depressed if you're tired, I guess. I don't know if that's such a common side effect, but not a pharmacologist, so whamp whamp. And depression can happen because of a significant event. For an example, death of a loved one. As you would imagine, depression does have an increased risk of unaliving yourself. And it's just really important to educate your patients on its diagnosis. Sorry, not on its, their diagnosis. Any medication side effects, because it's one of those things where if you start feeling it, you better like tell your physician immediately. And then, just refer them, because even with all this combined, they're just going through it, and sometimes they just need that extra, like, a hand to help. Sorry, I'm like, huh? What? And so it's important to refer to the appropriate parties as possible, okay? We have elderly abuse. So elderly abuse is actually, oh my gosh, it's horrifying. When I used to work as a tech, they actually had like these things in the bathroom of like if you were being abused or not. But it's the idea that whether it's intentional or unintentional, there's just a lot of vulnerable elderly people out there. And it really sucks because there's caregivers who are supposed to care for them, but excuse me, sometimes they could be taken advantage of or just not even cared for in general. A very common example might be like elderly people who are bedridden. They're getting pressure sores. It's like, well, why do we have a caretaker? The caretaker is supposed to help move them and change them into a different position. Sometimes it's not just that, even though that can get really bad. Don't Google pressure ulcers. But it's the idea of like these elderly people are getting hit on. Like they're coming in with bruises and scars and they're like, I don't remember how that happened. And it's just like someone's taking advantage of them for their own like cruel play. So it's the idea that we need to be able to identify certain features and whatnot to make sure that, hey, if we have suspicion of something and we have a little bit of proof, hey, maybe we could go ahead and see if we can report someone to make sure they're no longer being abused. Elderly abuse doesn't have to be all physical. It could be sexual, it could be psychological abuse, it could be neglect, and it could be financial exploitation. The 9 greatest factors or risk factors for elderly abuse is that if you're 80 years or older, if you're female, if you're non-Hispanic, yeah, sorry, I'm like, do I say African American? Yeah. Non-Hispanic African American, 3 or more medical conditions. If their MoCA score, or the MoCA meaning the mini mental state exam, no, that's not it. I'm sorry. Mini mental state examination score is low. They have difficulty with stairs. They're depressed, or they have a social network of less than 2 people. Like, oh. Yeah, no, it's very unfortunate of like, why would you hit an old person? But sometimes people don't know how to control their anger, and that's on them. Like, they need to figure out what they need to do, but there's people who will physically abuse older people. I think a very common situation that happens is that the person taking care of them is not like an assigned healthcare caregiver, and even then that doesn't really matter. But like someone, like maybe their child is now given the role of a caretaker, and it's like I am not a caretaker. I was not ready for this role. My mom or my dad was always like my rock, and now I have to take care of them. It's really upsetting, and I'm just frustrated that they have to be in this situation. That person doesn't have a good concept or idea of aging, but now they're like, oh, they're useless, and it's frustrating because I have my own life and now I have to take care of them because we can't afford a caregiver, and blah 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 blah, and they just take out their rage on them. It's like, really. Anyway, I don't really know why I have to talk about this, but I guess I will. Older people can still be sexually active. There's a stereotype that elderly people are sexless and undesirable. Yes, and older adults often feel uncomfortable or reluctant to discuss sexuality with healthcare providers, and what happens is with poor communications, it can contribute to an increased risk of negligence and thus placing the patients at a higher risk for poorer health, such as STIs, etc. It's a weird thing. Sorry, it's not because I'm like, oh no, I'm uncomfortable talking about this, but it's the idea of like, no, you could still do this, I guess. The stereotype might be the biggest thing, but it's like, but you knew everything from like adulthood. Why are we coming up with the STI things now? I don't get it. Anyway, I heard there's some crazy retirement villages that go a little bit wild with this kind of concept, so we'll never talk about that. Anyway, Unit 4, Pharmacology! So this is basically about drugs, and more drugs, and that there's a specific list called the Beers list, which is going to list inappropriate medications for older adults, just because they are older adults. When you get older, unfortunately, there can be a lot wrong with you, which is like, oh, Tippa, I don't want to hear that. But I'm like, you know, doctors and medical professions will try their best, whoever's able to prescribe medication, and be like, you have a lot of problems? Hey, let's go ahead and try to see how we can address this by giving you medication. And the issue you lead up to is called this thing called polypharmacy. And polypharmacy is a thing where if you're taking 5+ medications, and they could start counteracting with each other, which is very, very dangerous. So it's always very important if you're starting a new medication to make sure there's no wacky interventions. Or interactions, sorry. But, oh my goodness, smashing. Thank you so very much for the follow. Welcome to the Cup Club. Welcome. But yeah, also as you're older, unfortunately, you actually have an altered response to drugs because of the decreased blood flow, or maybe some of the GI or that gastromobility we're talking about. As you get older, you get more constipated. You're not able to accept those nutrients. So that's just a whole nother thing we have to kind of go ahead and assess and be like, what? Oh, the rate of some STIs doubled on 55 and older from 2012? 2012 to 2022 in the US. Be responsible. Gosh darn it. Huh? Cubs, not to be fourth wall breaking on you. I lost my ability to blink. Why? Huh? Sorry, cuz I guess you just have to see me like stare at this. Politely. Oh. What's this? Oh, I'm sorry. This is like, I'm rambling through my notes right now, but these aren't even my notes. I just have to mentally prepare for an exam. Hi, Beebs. Hi, welcome. But we're talking. Come back Thursday. Well, you could come back tomorrow too for Final Fantasy, but come back Thursday. I'll have much more colorful notes. I hate going through black and white notes like this. Good luck with your exam. Thank you, gamer. Bearcat was hired to stare at me? Brother. I'll just be like, where am I? Hold on. Wait a moment. I'm here to stare at you as soon as I find myself. We hired this Bearcat to stare at you. Okay, anyway. So as I was mentioning, because I can't blink! It's so frustrating! I never... and so it's okay. It's whatever, but like... Sparkly eyes? Yeah, wait, you never noticed my sparkles? Brother. I can't blink, so you can just enjoy my texture. I can move my eye left and right. My bearcat can't be this cute. I am. Anyway, let me get back here. Anyway. Oh wait, I have to adjust. No! No, where am I? Ah! Oh. Hold on. Alright, let me attach my hands back. Yep, I look pretty proportional. Alright, let's get back to it. Maybe it should be for fall breaky. Oh. Oh. No, I won't be for fall breaky. Anyway. I'll just stare at you, Cubs. It's fine. Anyway. It's so bothering me. Anyway, yeah, so those are the two issues when it comes to having degrees. So polypharmacy and altered response to drugs. Unfortunately, what happens again with this altered response is, again, there could be different ways, like the decreased blood flow that we talked about and the GI mobility. What also can affect the distribution of a drug in general, not because you're older, is the decreased body weight. So like maybe a sudden like weight decrease, like let's say you're like 250 and now you're 150. The medication's going to affect you much differently, so you have to talk to your doctor if you ever have like a dramatic weight loss like that, total body water, and lean body mass. So we'll keep scrolling and scrolling. It's very important to check out if you're taking so many medications to see if they interact with each other. But more importantly, even if you're just taking one medication, what are some of the side effects in general that it can have? The thing that's really interesting is that the interaction of multiple medications may cause excessive side effects. So let's see. Chronic heart failure patients on medications that may cause low blood pressure or help lower blood pressure, such as beta blockers, diuretics, okay, let me read that again. Let's say you have a patient with chronic heart failure. Their heart is not working the way it's supposed to. So we're going to go ahead and try to help it by giving them some medication. We're going to go ahead and give them a beta blocker, which helps them lower their blood pressure because that's going to help reduce the heart rate. Diuretics, which is going to help them pee so they don't have as much fluid buildup, which means also not as much blood. Not that you're peeing out blood. God, if you're peeing blood, please go talk to your doctor. God help you. Or ACE inhibitors, which is also going to help out the heart. All those are going to cause symptoms such as dizziness, which is going to lead to increased falls risk. So also another thing to watch out for. Always on the eye out for like, oh, what can cause a falls risk? Because again, it's pretty much downhill from there. Let's keep going. What's this about? Medication. Very common things with medications. Common side effects. Let's see. So complications with drug classes. So if you're taking sleep medication or antioxidants, oh my god, oxidants. Help me, Cubs, I can't read. Who hired me to read? Doctor, turn off my pain inhibitors. No. This is why I don't study the medical field. Aw. I think the medical field can be fun, but it's a little overwhelming, so But yeah, so if you're taking medications for sleep or anti-anxiety, some of the common side effects is that you have a hangover effect. You're sleepy. You're so eepy, and you're slurring your words, and you're dragging yourself around. You're having a hangover. The levodopa effect, I'm not reading that second word, can have like an on-off phenomenon of medication between dosages. So basically, your medication can turn on and off. They can turn on your pain inhibitors. They can turn them off too. Opioids can cause constipation, sedation, so eepy time, respiration depression, which is kind of serious with respiration depression. That's something you have to definitely go ahead and monitor your vitals for. Your NSAIDs, they can cause gastric irritation and ulcers, so that's something you have to be careful of. NSAIDs are, let me try to remember, non-steroid. Why can't I remember the anti-inflammatory drug? Please tell me that's it. If I'm like 4 years into this, please. Non-steroid anti-inflammatory drugs. Thank you. But like, yeah, they're very common. You could actually probably take NSAIDs normally. These are common like over-the-counter medications that you take like when you want to reduce pain and inflammation and blah 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 blah. Let me see what else. Your field isn't any better? What's your field? Oh no, spontaneous illiteracy? You know, it's just so sad because I know and I'm familiar with these words. It's just as soon as I have to say them out loud, I'm like, ooh, spontaneous illiteracy. Ah! Anyway, as that says, walking away, brother. I love NSAIDs. I love NSAIDs. Anyway, statin. Oh gosh, what do statins do again? Doesn't it lower your cholesterol? Yeah, statins are a class of medications that can help lower cholesterol levels and reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke. What's going to be a really common side effect is myopathy, which is a weakness in muscle, I believe. Yeah, any disease that affects the muscles that control voluntary movement in the body, so it can lead to muscle weakness. What is this drug called? Where? I can't read the word war. Warfare. Yeah, warfarin and heparin. So American. The antidote is vitamin K. A quick face to remember is war on K. Thank you, Cloudy. Hi, Cloudy. Let me remember. I'm not a pharmacist by any means. So if it sounds like, wow, Tippa, you really don't know what you're talking about when it comes to drugs, it's because I'm not a pharmacist or actually in the medical field. I'm a healthcare worker. Anyway, warfarin is gonna help with treating blood clots, to treat and prevent them. But this sounds weird. It's going to have a side effect of hemorrhaging, which is losing blood from damaged blood vessels. Thank you for coming to my tip talk. Oh yeah, anyway, estrogen may cause increased risk of osteoporosis and coronary heart disease. And DM, what is DM? Diabetes mellitus? The insulin? Yeah, taking too much insulin may result in hypoglycemia. So when you're trying to lower your blood sugar, if you take too much of lowering your blood sugar, it might have a side effect of lowering your blood sugar, which is hypoglycemia. Yay! Yay, we did it! Beep says they're a data technician with focus on programming and data analysis specialist. That was gonna be my backup plan, if it helps. But we have a few cups for our data technicians. Data entry, data entry something else, but data analysis, etc. You're gonna fit right in, no worries. Estrogen, why have you betrayed me? I know. Keep your bones strong and your heart. Oh, keep your heart stronger, please. Oh goodness, we just have a little bit more on this like random study guide, okay? Okay. So, screening, we talk about a bunch of outcome measures, which you don't see here. And advocacy. So basically it's the idea of making sure to advocate for certain stuff like falls risk, knowing and having a talk with people basically about like what to do, especially if they're over the age of 65. We have to ask questions like asking an older person if they ever experienced a fall in the past year. It's crazy to be like, some people are like, yeah, I experienced like 2 falls a week. I'm like, that's not normal. I cannot recall the last time I fell. Oh yeah, actually I could remember that. I was telling you Cubs like last week I slipped, right? But I slipped because I was being stupid, okay? Let's talk about the last time I fell before that. I could not remember the last time I fallen. Falling is not normal. You ask if they have difficulty with walking or their balance. Maybe they need an assistive device. Did you survive? I'm Tipanya from the grave. It'd be so much funnier if I wasn't staring into your souls. Anyway, but yeah. 65 over? Throw them to the wolves? No thank you. I need a population to treat, and I respect my mama bearcat. I just want to fix my blinking. Ah! What if I try to fix it now? Hold on. Hold on. I love having expressions. I love having expressions. Ah, I can blink. I can blink. All right, Cubs. You know what that calls for. Hold on. Yes. I can blink. I can blink. Ah! And I have Tipanya. I forgot I had this little accessory on my head, and I'm like, time to bring this little guy out. Thanks, Ryan. Anyway, congratulations. Thank you. I love blinking. It hurts. It hurts. I love blinking. Anyway. Alright. So yeah. Over the age of 65, if they've fallen over in the past year, if they have difficulty walking or their balance, observing whether performance of walking and balance is compromised. So excuse me, they might say no, but you see them walk and it's like, oh brother, your walking sucks. The creature on the head, yeah! Throw the butt, it's me! I had it, I forget what was the occasion, but I think I wanted to match Aura when we did our little Overwatch collab, so that was really funny. Thank you, Aura. Love you, Aura. Miss you, Aura. Anyway. So yeah, so after that, you observe them. And sometimes you can actually give them like an outcome measure about like their fear of falling, and then kind of work from there. An outcome measure is basically like a little survey you'll give to patients, and it's basically a self-reported questionnaire of how do you feel about XYZ. For this case, it would be like fall reasons. So actually, this is gonna be a ramble. I had to do a little small project, video voiceover, for a outcome measure that I could give for a geriatrics population, and I decided to do the ABCs. Why can't I remember what ABC stands for? This is crazy. Anyway, just know it's a balance exam, and basically they had to rate themselves on 16 different questions, 0% through 100% of how confident they were of doing certain things. So it'd be asking questions such as, do you feel confident in walking around your home? Do you feel comfortable going to your mailbox? Do you feel comfortable walking out in the snow? Things like that. No, nothing like that. Let me see if I can find what ABC scales means. ABC scale outcome measure. Activities specific balance confidence scale. I'm like, the B is balance, but what is the C again? But yeah. Would you be the one to refer or prescribe assistive devices? I can prescribe. Teehee. But yeah, sorry, going, falling, going. You could challenge them. There's training programs, and basically it's like, how do you train someone's balance? So you can have movement around an individual's center of mass. We can use to narrow a base of support, so we can go ahead and basically place the feet together, and that narrows their base of support if you split their legs. Normally, like if you're like, hey, can you put your feet shoulder width apart, that's a wider base of support. Putting the feet together touching, it's going to be a narrow base of support. And having them do a minimal level of upper extremity support. So it's like, hey, can you balance? Oh, try not to use your hands. Is this focused on geriatrics? Yeah, it is. Teehee, but this is not my study guide, so I apologize. What else can we do? Let me see. So this is all about falls and how to improve it, but I already know that. And not that I couldn't just teach you because that. I just don't want to read all that. I'm so sorry. I'm curious about these other things, so I could just say, hey, I did read that. I don't know why they have this underlined. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention? What is this? What is this outcome measure? Hold on. What is that? I don't know what it stands for, but apparently it's an interactive online collection of analysis tools for fatal, non-fatal, and costs of injury data. Huh? Hey guys, if you want to figure out how people die, 58,000 has been because of unintentional injury. 22K has been cancer, homicide, heart disease, suicide, liver, stroke, birth defects, flu, diabetes. Top 10 leading causes of death in the ages. Top 10 leading causes of death in the ages in the US for 1 to 44. All right, Cubs, I'm assuming that we're all under the age of 44. You may die from one of these. Apologies. But yeah, anyway. So that's apparently what this is. We have steady. And steady, this is a balance thing as well, but let me go ahead and try to see if I can get the thing. No? We're not gonna figure out what steady stands for? That's fine. Oh no, it's right there. I'm being dumb. Stopping elderly accident deaths and injuries, and basically giving them a stay independence brochure. Because if you give them basically an outcome measure and they score a certain amount, they might show that they indicate falls, a higher risk of fall. So you have to make sure you give them the resources to not fall. So you would screen, assess, and intervene with the steady algorithm and ask some key questions like we have asked before, like, hey, do you feel uneasy or unsteady when standing or walking? Do you worry about falling? Have you fallen in the past year? And if so, how much? And like, were you injured? And then we're going to go ahead and assess. We're going to use very basic baby tests such as the tug, which is the timed up and go test, which is basically the person sits, they walk a certain distance, they turn around, and they come back, and basically however long they took can assess if they're a falls risk or not. We have the 30-second stand chair. Oh my gosh. 30-second chair stand test, which is the amount of times they're able to sit the stand. And then we have a 4-stage balance test. So this is actually really fun. This is like, what is the 4? It's like feet in tandem, so one foot in front of the other, the feet to the side, one leg, and I feel like I'm forgetting the 4th one. Ooh. But that's how you would assess it. These are the 3 tests that we would do that are very easy to implement. No excessive equipment required, I guess is probably a better word of saying. So once we screen, we assess, we can go ahead and intervene, and then we'll go ahead and use that abilities to go ahead and reduce. Sorry. I can't speak anymore. Okay, intervene to reduce identified risk factors using effective strategies. And so it's very important when you're taking care of older individuals to assess risk factors that are internal and external. Some examples of that can be just internal risk factors such as their health, their condition, maybe again going on the topic back of falls, if maybe they're worried about falls, and the external, where it's like, hey, if you're worried about falls or your balance, what can we do to fix that? Can we give you like an assistive device? Can we maybe make your home environment a little bit better? What can we do? Vitals, always very important. We need to get normal values for like our blood pressure, our heart rate, our respiratory rate, our oxygen saturation, vitals such as that. We have to be careful though when we get older, we're more likely to experience orthostatic hypotension. And orthostatic hypertension is just basically think of someone getting up too fast. When someone gets up too fast, their blood pressure might drop a certain amount and they start feeling dizzy and woozy, and that's no fun. It's no bueno. So yeah, that's a pretty serious thing. And then outcome measures, we can assess their gait speed, and the gait speed is just a really fancy way to just saying their walking speed, and just to assess where they score and seeing if they're safe. If they score within these things, then it means XYZ. So if they are less than 1.4 meters per second, they're a household ambulator. They could only ambulate around the house. Point 4 to point 8 is that they're limited around the community. Maybe they could go around, they can go to their mailbox and that's it. Point 8 to 1.2 is that they're a community ambulator. They can walk around the community safely. And then 1.2 seconds and above is that they're able to they're able to safely cross the street. They're not like taking up their sweet time. They're walking at a pretty normal pace. Doesn't your vision always go black when you stand up? No. Anyway, let me go ahead. Cognitive. Yeah, and I think we're pretty much done. So I know it's like tip up, but what about all this? All this other stuff is going to be talking about, how do you say it? Outcome measures to define where they are cognitively about their brain function and like their memory and etc. etc. That's something I can look at in a little bit. What's more important now is it's been another hour. So you know what that means. We're gonna go ahead and take our little baby break. I'm debating what's easier. I'll humor you cubs, okay? We'll go ahead and we'll switch over to doing the Quizlet as soon as I find my thing. Oh, well, I have to adjust it apparently. We'll do some of the Quizlet stuff, so I make sure I'm reading it and all that, and life will be good. But we'll go ahead and do that after our break, and if I get them wrong, a learning experience that I will be shamed for because I got it wrong on stream. Anyway. Oh my gosh. That's a lot. Gamer, hi, welcome. Welcome on in. Welcome. Hi, Gamer. Hold on. And hi, Zero. Hi, welcome. She screams, brother. That's all I do. All I do is scream. You know what would be really cool too? Hold on. Sorry, Cubs. I'm politely borrowing something. Oh wait. Hold on. Guess who it is? Guess who I could kind of put on screen for a little bit before our ad. It's Baby Peas! You're welcome. We can have a 2-minute Baby Peas break. The meow meow? It's Peas! I love her as I'm losing my voice! Maybe I'll take the break earlier. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. You okay? You okay? Just trying to eat? Sorry, baby. See toe beans? Yeah. Been eating ever since I came home. Sorry, it's like this world's smallest break. When I came home, she was being so nosy. Because I was like, oh my gosh, I got back a little bit earlier. I picked up some food. I went to Wendy's. I haven't been to Wendy's in a hot minute, but I wanted to go because they had the SpongeBob collab, which is kind of like, what? Yeah, so they have a Krabby Patty at Wendy's now, and I'm just like, I just want to try what the sauce is and like their little pineapple frosty, and honestly, it's very nice. I like it a lot. I don't think I'll order the burger again, but the frosty I would order. Very nice. Baby. Hi, Delva. Hi, welcome, Galmer. Welcome. Oh my goodness. Sorry, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna leave her alone now. Now we have 1 more minute. All right, Cubs. So an ad is gonna play in 1 minute. Da-da! Use this time to stand up and stretch, hydrate, do all the really cool things. I'm gonna go ahead and chug some water. I'm gonna do my best to kind of run through the next hour of us doing this together, and I need to finish within actually 30 minutes, which is like, what? Tippa, what? Yeah, I have to go to the gym in an hour, so I also need time to get there, so yeah. Let's do our best in the next 3 minutes. Yay! And I'll see you Cubs in just a little bit, but say bye to Baby Peas. Bye, Baby Peas. Because I don't really know where to place her. I place her here? Yeah, I guess. I'll just speak like this. Gym? Yeah, I'm so excited, but my shoulder's still killing me. I really don't know what I'm gonna do there, but I don't want to remain inactive either, you know? Alright, I'm going. The ad's here. Bye! Bye, Recub, I'll be back! Bye! Alright gamers, we're back and Baby Peace is still here. And Ryan? Is that Ryan Rayon? The person who is debuting in 4 days on October 26th? Anywhere between 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. EDT? That's insane! Hi! Gamer, we have to get you a graphic. Can we talk about that for a moment? Anyway. Alright, gamers, gamers, we have to speedrun through Quizlet. Isn't that crazy? I'm just gonna go ahead and humor you cubs with the answers, okay? So, this is actually a 50-part quiz, so we'll figure this out together. A 50-part Quizlet, sorry. You're saving the date? Yeah, please do. And please do give Ryan a follow. Thank you. Thank you! Anyway. So which of the following side effects is common for statin medications for hyperlipidemia? So hyperlipidemia, hyper means above, lipidemia is referring to the cholesterol. So the side effects for statin is to help lower that cholesterol. So we just talked about the common side effect being that myopathy, or that weakness in the muscle. You're welcome. The loss of which of the following types of the muscle fibers impairs the muscle power generation and therefore may negatively affect the function and balance strategies? This is going to be type 2B, because we talked about it earlier. We talked about, like, hey, that patient isn't able to make that like explosive movement anymore. In case they fall, they're not able to catch themselves. Oh brother, I hope these ads are how do I have ads on quiz? Whatever. Which of the following personality changes has most been associated with successful aging? Resilience. Age-related changes in pulmonary function includes which of the following parameters? Oh, we didn't read that. Decrease something. No, I was gonna guess B. It's increased residual volume, which is the amount of volume that's left over in your lungs after you blow out all the air. So if you're like, oh, sorry, I forget that's probably like harsh in the ear. Sorry, I never claimed myself to be an ASMRist. Blows in the ear. Anyway, but yeah, when you blow out a certain amount of air, there's always still a little bit of air left in your lungs, so you don't have collapsed lungs. You're welcome. Auntie W, hi! I politely like it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the head pat. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's windy. That it do be. Alright. The fact that all living beings age and die is due to which of the following conditions? Oh, well. Is it D? Is it sentience? Yay! Sentience again is one of the earlier concepts that we talked about, because this was going on with the concept of we are predetermined to basically start going. Yeah. These words are a little fancy? Yeah, a little too fancy. Where's the plan? Nowhere to be found. Which of the following factors most increases the risk of adverse drug reactions in older adults? Let's see. Most increases the risk. Well, these can all be fought. Cognitive decline, if the patient isn't taking their medication. Like, you know when people cut off depressive medications cold turkey. Multi-health conditions, polypharmacy can increase to drug stuff. Insufficient patient education if they're not being compliant to their medicine. Inadequate drug regulation? No idea. Multiple health conditions! Yay! Multiple health conditions increases the risk of adverse drug reactions because there's just more drugs! Yay! Which of the following older adults is most likely to become a successful ager? An older adult who graduated from high school, an older adult with family living nearby, an older adult who has many social contacts, an older adult with a good pension fund. See? Many social contacts! Yes, Cubs! Don't forget! Don't lose your friends when you age! It's important to talk to at least more than 2 people. Thanks, textbook. Which of the following conditions is the most highly prevalent mental health problem among the elderly population? Depression! Yay! What is the focus of the Beers criteria? Remember when we talked about that for the pharmacy stuff? So this is going to be medications that have significant side effects. That are potentially inappropriate for older adults. Sorry. We talked about that. I don't know why I was like, yeah. That's not an American beer. It isn't. But yeah, as medications that are potentially inappropriate for older adults, which is why you need to get alternative medications. I did this assignment not to like try to give myself grace, but I did this assignment with a fake patient who had a bunch of medications. We needed to do the side effects and the beer criteria, so I'm kind of like, forgive me. An older adult is most likely to report which of the following disabilities? Mobility and difficulties? Please. Yay! How far does a typical community dweller need to be able to walk? Oh, I don't know. Community dweller? 500? 100? I feel like 100's so easy though. But like, why are we? Oh gosh, don't put me on Gallinair. Please don't. No, they don't even know it! Anyway. In gathering a patient's history, which of the following should you most likely consider as a cause for her recent events? D. She takes 5 prescription medications and 2 over-the-counter meds. Why? Because over 5+ medications equals the polypharmacy. So we just can't do it. You can't do it. Alright, an older patient has osteoporosis and spinal stenosis. Osteoporosis, again, is that bone weakening, and spinal stenosis is that there's narrowing of the nerves in the spine. Which of the following exercises would be the most appropriate to improve core strength? Osteoporosis. I mean, plank modified for appropriate height surface. I've seen people do planks in a weird diagonal. I'm so sorry. There's ads that are playing on the side. Those ab shocker devices, brother. Upper body extension and prone. I would not do that. Trunk curl ups and spine. I probably wouldn't do that. Alternating trunk flexion and extension and standing. Maybe it's between A or B. Hey, yay! B is a little bit wacky because when you have spinal stenosis, no, why would I ever have picked B then? When you have stenosis, you feel much better, I believe, in a flex position than an extended position. So they're going to be hurting when they're extending. So plank modified, very good for the core. I don't even know why even, huh? Anyway, Karma, hi, welcome. Core strength must be alternating. Yeah. Even better, the sauna belt. You guys are crazy. Look, listen, you try it out and you see if it works, and then come back to me, and then we could all just like, oh, Cubs, get abs quick. Anyway, a patient who can explain to you how to do a transfer but has difficulty actually performing it is actually having trouble with which domain of learning? Psychomotor? Psychomotor! Woo! A single most effective intervention to prevent most falls in older adults is A or D? A or D? A! No, they don't know it! To prevent falls in older adults, you can give them an assisted device, or D, to, you know, make it easier for them to walk without losing their balance. But some people still fall with assisted devices. I would love to go to a tangent, but I'm honestly on a time constraint. Alright, effective home programs for older adults. Incorporate 3 sets of 10, or individualized and functional, focus on balance, should be performed every day. Every day! No, I'm just kidding. Alright, individualized and functional. Did you read option A right? Incorporates 3 sets of 10 repetition? I mean, you could do that, but you have to understand why are you giving them that. That's a very common thing that people do at the gym. Like 3 sets of 10 is a very safe like repetition, but you want to cater it to what their needs are, and it goes into the idea of like, are they doing it for power? Are they doing it for endurance? Ba 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 ba. But yeah. So yeah, make sure the home programs are individualized and functional, because I mean, if you give them a generic thing, how will they improve? Alright? We're 17 out of 50. Which of the following concerns is the most common barrier to an older adult using an assisted device? Cough shouldn't be it. Ease of use? I hate it here! You're so ahead of your time? What do you mean? I'm curious. Which of the following exercises types is more discriminate predictor of functional performance in older adults? Strength? Power? An older patient has osteoporosis and spinal stenosis. Plank modified. Alright, which of the following exercise types have been found to be the most effective in reducing falls among relatively healthy but sedentary older adults in the living community? Tai Chi! Tai Chi! Yay! Hi, baby peas. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Ba ba ba. Good morning. Wow 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 wow. What is the difference in terms of strength and power? Power is like your max weight, like of what you're able to do. I like it's. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. We can look this up. I don't know how to explain it. This is like concepts that that we haven't talked about in 2 years, but I vaguely know. So strength is the ability to exert a force, while power is the ability to exert a force quickly. Let's see. Give me a better example. Strength measures how much force your muscles can produce. Power, sometimes referred to as an explosive strength, can be described as the amount of work performed over a given amount of time. Okay, give me another one. Hold on, last one. Come on, image, randomly load for me, please. Okay, strength. A measure of how much force you can generate against an external load. So if you're like doing like a little, putting up, oh my gosh, what do you call it? I'm sorry, I can't think of it. Like if you're with the barbell, yeah. You're doing like a squat with the barbell. Power is a measure of speed which you can generate your peak muscular force. So, they say think of plyometrics, so that's like the explosive, like jump on this box. And it's like, what? But yeah, they're very quick, explosive, hoppy movements, you know? Power is your limit break. Strength is your sword attacks. Yeah. Strength is like how much damage you can deal. Power is like a critical boom pow. Honestly, you do have the biggest brain, because that's crazy. Anyway. Oh, I don't know this. An older adult who uses a walker for ambulation goes out of his bedroom daily, out of the house twice a week, and out of his neighborhood less than once a week. Which of the following UAB life space assessment scores would this patient have? We'll just take that. A therapist screens an older adult with a mini cog, so this is the cognition test for their memory and whatnot. The patient recalls 2 words and draws a normal looking clock. Which of the following statements best describes the results? Normal? They're unlikely to have dementia. Oh, I don't know how to perform the mini cog. I won't lie to you. A lot of these outcome measures, they just give you a piece of paper. So I really doubt he's gonna give us that, but ooh, who knows? Which of the following assessments is a medical related screening a PT may use on an older adult? Medical related? What? These are all medical related. Huh? Medically related. Like, do you want me to say depression? The mini nutritional. Anyway, it's fine. It's medical related because it's their nutrition. A systemic review shown which of the following assessments to have the best reliability, validity. Sorry, Peace. I love you, Peace. I'm so sorry, I'm screaming. I just don't know how to say words anymore. It's late for your mama. If I was reading this by myself, baby Peace, I wouldn't be screaming, but I also wouldn't be doing the material like justice. Anyway, sorry, she's just like looking at me. I'm like, I'm sorry. Anyway, has the best reliability, validity, and responsiveness. Is it B? No, I've never heard of short physical performance battery. Screams. Your head is baby Peace's head? None anymore. Her head's right here, baby. An older adult patient asks you to pray with her at the end of a treatment session. Which of the following response is most appropriate? Huh? A. Refer to a spiritual leader to pray with her. B. Talk to her about other coping mechanisms. C. Incorporate her spiritual practices by listening while she prays. D. Tell her that praying with patients is against company policy. Incorporate her spiritual practices by listening while she prays. A therapist screens an older adult with the mini cog. The patient recalls 2 words. We just looked at that. This patient's unlikely to have dementia. I think it's 3 words. That's the mini cog. Yeah. The spiritual leader is also said brothers. Refer her to occultist? Brothers. These are like the same response. Not a cult, by the way. Sorry. Alright, 27 out of 50. Which of the following factors most contributes to clinical value of healthcare services? What? Which of the following factors most contribute to the clinical value? All of them? Huh? I have to flip this. Because you want the objective assessments of patient outcomes so you know patients are improving with your care. The effectiveness and efficiency is basically the same thing. Value evident to patients and clients because they want to get better and they're like, oh, these people would help me. Look, they help these other people. Overall goal is optimal patient-client function. This is crazy. Okay. B seems like all of them? Yeah. Okay, thank you. I'm just like, what are these? Hello? Someone help. Someone take the quiz for me. Alright. Which of the following assessments is a self-reported comprehensive assessment tool to older adults? Can I say geriatric functional scale? Geriatric health questionnaire is pretty comprehensive. Yeah, health probably includes function too. All right. I'm gonna do so well on this test. I believe, Cubs, please. I'm sorry. Which of the following statements is true regarding functional decline in older adults? It's not steady. I guess the functional is an inevitable consequence. Clear, precipitating. No. Can it be B? It's often episodic but predictive of future health decline. Which of the following statements is true regarding functional decline? It's episodic but predictive of future health decline. That makes sense. I'm sorry that I was thinking of sarcopenia and whatever else. My bad. Which of the following tests would provide a quick screen of an older patient's balance and gait? Please, timed up and go. Please, 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 please. Wait, does timed up and go do gait? No, I don't think it does. What the heck is a POMA? No, it might be Tenetti's, but Tenetti's is balance. I don't know what POMA means. It's either A or D, and I can't be mad. Okay. Timed up and go is that test I was telling you, Cubs, where they have to stand up and just like walk around. Like they have to do like a small lap. They get up, they walk around like a cone, and they come back and sit. And that's a really quick screen. That should only take like less than a minute. Which of the following factors would indicate a person's at risk for a metabolic syndrome? Huh? Their blood pressure looks okay. I don't know what cholesterol is. And I actually don't know fasting blood sugar off the top of my head. I don't think waist circumference of 36 inches in males are a thing. I mean, not that males cannot have a 36-inch waist, but I was just like, I don't think that would indicate that they are of risk. B or D, B or D, B or D. Isn't it like over 100 or something for like diabetic? Ugh. Gosh darn it. Blood pressure? Why? I mean, I guess the blood pressure is high. I'm sorry. Let me. Yeah, the cholesterol looks high to me. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm ignoring as long as I get through it once. Which of the following is not one of the primary goals of health promotion strategies for aging adults? Not a primary goal. Promoting engagement and, okay, maintaining and increasing functional capacity. Okay, self-care, increasing their life expectancy. How about increasing their life expectancy? I'm not a miracle worker. Let's go! Which of the following is a primary reason why health promotion strategies for older adults need to be more individualized? Their endurance is usually limited? I don't know about that. I want to say that. I can't just say they don't like to exercise. They're more likely to have chronic conditions. It's a pretty good one. There you go. I'll go catch some Z's. Have a good evening. Thank you, Galmer. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have the best of Z's. And I'll catch you later. Have a good night and sweet dreams, okay? Thank you. As instructed by his or her clinical instructor, a PT student charges a Medicaid charges a Medicare patient for a service that was not medically necessary. Which of the following statements is true? The student is guilty of fraud and could be barred from obtaining a license. The student is not guilty because the CIA told her to do it. Okay. Anyway, the student, even if they're instructed, it's fraud. It's fraud. Anyway, which of the following patient situations will most likely indicate an appropriate reason for restraint? Keeps pulling out their nutrition or hydration tubing. I would say that requires restraint. Which of the following is true regarding restraining the elderly? May be considered abuse without a physician's order and clear justifications. Yes. Aha! Which of the following is not a primary barrier to older adults adopting assistive devices? Lack of interest? No, wait, no. Not a primary barrier. I know, there's some people who are like, I don't need an assistive device. That's for old people. Is it cost? No, cost is always an issue. Lack of interest. Okay. I'm gonna bash my head in. Oh. Medicare A covers all. Medicaid A covers care in all the following settings except. Okay, so Medicare A, it has the letter A. It's for acute care. So hospitals are okay. Hospice, I would like to say it's okay. Physician's office, I think, is the exception. Yay! It's a hospice? No, they're acute. No, I guess they're not acute. Sorry, I lied. I'm trying to think what it would be covered under. Apparently not A. B is more for outpatient, like long-term care. Maybe it'll be covered under B. Which of the following clients most likely qualifies as homebound and is eligible for home care services under Medicare Part A? Which of the following most likely qualifies? Lives alone and doesn't drive? Leaves home for religious reasons. Okay. Does physician offices count as private practice clinics? That's baby Peas. Look how cute she is. I don't know. It depends. Is it like we see physicians in hospitals and other settings? I mean, if they have their own private practice, I mean, then yeah. Which of the following providers is not authorized to sign off on a certification of medical necessity for DME? So this is saying this provider cannot sign off on a certification of medical necessity for durable medical equipment. Clinical nurse specialist? What? Okay, anyway. A therapist does skilled gait training with a patient for 20 minutes and then ask an aide to walk with the patient for 10 minutes to build endurance. Based on the 8-minute rule, oh my gosh, we're bringing the 8-minute rule? This is crazy. How many gait training units should the PT bill Medicare Part 2 for? I hate the 8-minute rule. I hate the 8-minute rule. Okay. Is it 2? And Cubs, the 8-minute rule, I don't want to get into it, but it's not like 8, 16, 24. It kind of is, but it kind of isn't. Let's just see if it's 1 or 2. 1. Ask an aide to walk with. Gosh darn it. Anyway, which of the following statements is true regarding palliative sedation? Oh, I think we're getting on topics I've never talked about before. No way. Yeah, okay, you know, the reason why I don't know a good chunk of this is actually because this is later content. Yay. All right. The most common indication for palliative sedation is agitated delirium. Yeah, because we're talking about hospice. I haven't got to hospice or anything like that. But I'll humor it. Spoilers. Yeah, I mean, we have like 7 more cards. Which of the following statements is true for pain management in hospice? To get pain to a tolerable level within 48 hours. Which of the following side effects of opioids? Oh, what is it? We just talked about it. Was it weakness? Not constipation. Or maybe it is constipation? Not hyperventilation. Could it be diarrhea? Brother, I'm not good at this 50-50 business for this question. Let's go ahead and flip it. Constipation. Yay. Which of the following sign is indicative of approaching death? Confusion, delirium is a indicative sign of approaching death. Alright, just a few more, Cubs. Just a few more. What are some of the positive outcomes of hospice? D? Yeah. It prolongs life, reduces Medicare expenditures, brings pain under control more quickly. Yay. Which of the following truths regarding the Medicare hospice benefit? The doctor must determine the prognosis to be 6 months or less. Which of the following statements is true regarding advanced directives? No idea what this is. It appoints a person to make decisions in cases that the patient becomes incapacitated. Okay. 2 more? You got this? I'm right there. I'm feeling it. What is an example of a role of a physical therapist in treating a patient in a hospice? Adapting a recliner to improve ease with the sit-to-stand transfers. And last but not least, agitation, confusion, nightmares, and pulling at bedclothes or asking to get up are signs of which of the following conditions? Nearing death awareness. No, terminal restlessness. Yay! Alright, guys, we're done. This is peace. We are not doing the pomodoro. The pomodoro is out of our league right now. Apologies. But I would like to thank everyone for joining today. I feel like today was such a short stream, but I'm like looking, it's like you near 3 hours of just yapping about your notes. That's crazy. I'm not mad. I'm just confused. It was good work, yeah. Honestly, I think we're gonna continue the good work. I know I didn't show the most confidence, but I'm pretty confident that I will do well on the exam. I'm just not making any A's or anything like that. But good job. Reward yourself with a 12-hour stream. Brother, you're so funny. I'm not gonna do that. What if I don't do that? My goodness, so many people are playing web fishing. I just want to know what it is to talk to other people in an online setting again. As long as you pass, exactly. Confused? Oh no. Oh no! I'm nearing death. Oh no! Alright, Cubs. There's actually a few people to raid into right now. So you'll have to help me out, okay? You have to. Hold on. I think we heard. There's someone playing mouthwashing. Lol. It's actually a few people playing mouthwashing. I might be extremely biased. Lol. Anyway, hold on. No, there's just so many people. Okay. I think I know our options. Alright, gamers. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's go find someone to raid. We have someone who's playing Katamari Reroll. The We Love version, We Love. We have someone who's doing some art right now. We have web fishing. Web fishing is on the table. We do have someone playing mouthwashing. And we do have someone who's also doing some studying and co-working. They are a flesh tuber. Let me see if there's any VTubers. Not that I'm against anyone. Let's see. No. Alright. Let's go ahead and we'll put that poll for 5 minutes. You suggest you raid your fridge? No, thank you. Yeah, those are our options. If you could please help me out, I'd really appreciate it. We have Katamari, we have art, we have web fishing, and we also have mouthwashing, and we also have studying and co-working. Feel free to choose those, and I'll go ahead and do my little shill. I'm sorry, I feel like today's stream again is so fast. Though it's 3 hours. But I'm glad that we got to spend some time together. Thank you guys for hearing me ramble. I felt like today I was just like tripping over myself, so I do apologize. I really do apologize. I'm like, oh, Cubs have to hear me? No! They have to acknowledge me? No! But feel free to join the Discord, and maybe I'll do a little bit better tomorrow with some Final Fantasy. But now I'm getting ahead of myself. But feel free to join the Discord. It's the official Cub Club. On Thursdays we have anime night, and we're watching the episode of Dan Dan Dan, and we're also watching the episodes of Apothecary Diaries. So please look forward to that. There's actually announcements of them getting a how do you say it? Season 2, and that looks all fine and dandy. Right now my opinions on Apothecary Diaries is kind of such in the air right now, because I did enjoy reading it, but watching the anime I'm like, were they like this in the book? They really are just going all around town. But I'm very excited about the next 2 episodes because I think it all connects, and and maybe it'll get a little bit more cohesive after. Excuse me, the 4th episode. I really have no idea what happens in the story, so we'll see how it goes. Big. But yeah, Thursdays we have anime night at 8:30 p.m. EDT, so feel free to join. You might also occasionally catch me play Fortnite or Overwatch, and you guys are always more than welcome to join. We also had like an impromptu gamer night yesterday. So if you want to ever see us play silly activities, we opened that up and we were playing like Scrabble and what is that game? Like Pictionary. My apologies. But yeah, I also ping when I go live, so if you're ever like, Tippa, when's your next stream and whatnot, I ping yes, so don't worry. Oh, Robo says, I hope you picked up something from the ramblings. Oh, I did. Anxiety. You need to catch up on Dandadan? Brother, go ahead and do it, please. New episode Thursday. But yeah, feel free to join on Twitter. I also have a Blue Sky right now. I'm trying to keep up to date with both of them. On Blue Sky and Twitter, or Twitter especially, I have my schedule pinned up. Blue Sky I don't, so I apologize. But I'll be back next week, or this week. It's only Tuesday. I'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, for Final Fantasy, and we're gonna try to finish it for the Cubs who have been watching me play Final Fantasy. Hear me out. Listen. I've been doing my best, okay? We're gonna try to see if we can finish it. I've been saying we're gonna finish it for the past 3 streams, and we will, okay? But yeah, feel free to join for tomorrow. Thursday is actually gonna be more lecturing, something like this, but more cohesive. I feel a little bit more better about pediatrics, but as I mentioned before, it is much more dense in the material, so boo, but it's okay, we'll get her done, okay? And then Friday we'll actually return with more Sonic Adventure 2, so please look forward to it, okay? Let's see what else is new and cool. Socials! Feel free to check out my TikTok and the YouTubes and all that cool stuff, okay? Mouthwashing's winning. Oh, let's go. We love mouthwashing. Alright, let's go ahead and grab a raid message because the, what do you call it? Our poll's about to end, and I think we have a pretty clear winner. I know Art has 2 votes. If you guys are looking for Art, I was gonna raid into Kilakuma! She does a variety of art, but looks like right now she's doing a 2D illustration, so please feel free to check it out. Yeah? Yeah. Can't wait for mouthwash? Same. I really like watching people's reactions and getting the opportunity to watch Big Ham's playthrough of it was very fun. I know it was getting a little bit late too, so I was like, oh, Big Ham, she's almost there. Ooh. But it's a good game. If you guys haven't seen Mouthwash, I'm sorry to throw you into like spoiler territory, but I promise you this game is super duper duper good. Please try it out yourself. We'll just raid and run basically, okay? There's good memes. There's so much good memes and so much good art, honestly. I am a big fan. I'm a big fan of the memes and the art. I'm very happy that Rip had recommended it to me, even if the game did get me a little bit because it was spooky. But I realized, you know, it's just one of those things where you digest the material and then you realize, wait, that really impacted me. And that was mouthwashing. Mouthwashing was already good, but then the more I digested from the community, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Going in blind is the way to go. 100% emoji. I know a lot of people has probably already seen Curly because I saw Curly and I was like, huh? What? Huh? Who is this guy? Like, what? What happened? But everything gets pretty subtle, pretty easy. It's a relatively short 2 to 3 hour game, so I definitely do go check it out. I'm stalling just a little bit because not that the game isn't like a giant cutscene, but they're in a very important cutscene. They're in the Dead Pixel chit chat. So I'm kind of like, oh, I'll let them do that. Haha. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and raid Montez VT. Oh, I didn't spell their name right. They're the ones who are playing mouthwashing right now. I'm gonna wait again until they're done with their little cutscene. I think we ran into them one time before as well, and they were doing some, I forget what the word is, but like typography basically, and they were doing some writing, very pretty handwriting. They're also known as another educational VTuber, so yeah. Oh, okay, they're done. All right, let's go. But yeah, if you're looking for another educational VTuber, they definitely do some really good work, so please do go ahead and check them out as we go right into them as they're playing mouthwashing. Again, if you don't want any spoilers, you put your message in and then leave immediately, and then we could go talk about mouthwashing together, because again, I think the game's really good and we could be like, fangirling. But yeah, thanks for the stream tip. Have a good one. Best of luck on the exam. Thank you. I keep forgetting the exam. Imagine I forget my exam happens. Anyway, I'll see you cubs in a little bit. Thank you so much for joining me. Say bye to baby peas. Bye baby peas. Bye baby peas. Bye. Bye cub. Bye cub. Bye. I hope you have a good one. Hopefully I catch you cubs tomorrow, and if I don't catch you tomorrow, I hope to catch you later this week. But if I don't even get to catch you later this week, I hope you have a great rest of your week, a better weekend, and until next time, okay? Big Swatch! I love her. Okay, bye Rika, bye! I put the little raid screen just to say we did it.